What's up everybody, it's Skid. Me 3 was a miasma of ecstasy for me after I saw that Keanu Reeves would be in Cyberpunk 2077, and once I had regained consciousness after the blood returned to my body from the giant Steiner erection I popped when I saw that shit, my friends announced to me that From Software had announced another game, and you know what that means. Dark Souls. And just because I heard that, I was kinda glad that I passed out, because I imagined several weeaboos with their body pillows in tow fired off mystery juices at the screen when they unveiled that shit at E3. So, passing out was kind of okay. And so people have asked me to talk about the game, so I've looked up a little bit about it. And if Vedi Video or Silvermont or anything like that's just too nice, highbrow, and sophisticated for you, you can listen to a reject like me talk about the game for a few minutes. So I'm here to shit out of my mouth about the game and talk about it, so let's go. So just in case anyone's been living under a crusty cumsock for the past couple weeks or been stranded out in the Keys or some kind of shit like that, Elden Ring is a new fantasy RPG being made by the Dark Souls developers From Software. And let me tell you, it's being described as dark fantasy, high RPG, open world, and let me tell you, it's just absolutely flabbergasting. This shit is just about as surprising as seeing nipples on a snowman. From Software making an edgy, dark, high fantasy RPG, it's incredible. I never would have guessed that. It's a really brave move from them. But they're really good at making that kind of shit, so why fix it when it ain't broke, I guess. And like I said, I'm going to try and keep this simple to start, and I'll start talking about some other shit. Basically, the Cliff Notes version of this game is a Norse Dark Souls with an overarching world mythos written by Game of Thrones writer George R.R. Martin. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all we know. You can put that into a lot of more words and extrapolate that and try to expand it out a shitload, but that is pretty much what we know about the game. The game honestly looks like it's being made for the opposite end of the spectrum of the Dark Souls community. Like if Sekiro was being made for the weeaboos, then Elden Ring is being made for the strength build guys. And they have talked about adding some new features into the game, but in typical From Software fashion, they've been very vague and mysterious and cool about not really revealing too much. You know, just enough to wet your whistle and piss you off, make you want to know more about the game. You know, well, maybe we're adding this new feature into the game, or maybe I'm just posting stock photos to my Twitter account. You know, just stuff like that. And I'm not getting hooting and hollering just yet for some of these new features that they're wanting to show off, because I can still remember back when Dark Souls 2 was about to come out, they were really proud to show off Soul Memory. Now I'm not gonna sit here and bust out my copy of Dark Souls 2, open the game case, take a shit in it, and then make a grumpy sandwich and spit on Hideki Miyazaki's name because of Dark Souls 2. I like Dark Souls 2, but the Soul Memory mechanic they added, I think really held the game back and made it shit. Well, didn't make it shit, but it was a shit mechanic. And so now whenever they talk about adding a secret ingredient to the Krabby Patty secret formula, it makes me a little nervous now. But, you know, I guess you gotta take the good with the bad, but I'm just a little gun shy, you know, a little once bitten twice shy when I talk about adding new mechanics to the game. And, yeah, one of those mechanics that they've talked about is, mounted combat, or horseback combat, not to be confused with horsecock combat, because the Dragon Dildo Dueling League is just absolutely not something to be fucked with. No disrespect to them, of course. But, you know, they've talked about a whole lot of new mechanics, but it's all unconfirmed and vague, and I guess we'll have to find out. And honestly, that's all there is to say about it right now. It looks like it's going to be really far away, and you know it's going to be good. It's being made by the dynamic duo of one of the greatest video game directors of all time, and was arguably one of the greatest TV shows of all time's writers. At least for the, you know, first couple seasons it was the best one. But anyway, you know, one guy likes beating the shit out of his players, and the other person likes to beat the shit out of his viewers' feelings by killing characters that they enjoy. So I'm gonna go into Elden Ring not giving a shit about any of the characters. I don't care how stupid they are, because you just gotta be like a rock in the storm, just a fucking stone in the tide, not giving a shit about any of the characters. Otherwise you're just setting yourself up for a fucking heartbreak. And that's pretty much it. Just looks like more of the same, Dark Souls with a different flavor. You know, same song, different dance, which I'm honestly okay with. They could have straight up just said Dark Souls 4, and I would have been okay with it, just because I enjoy the games. But yeah, I could have turned this video into a 400-page essay on what I think about the game, all of my like conspiracy theories on how Andre's penis will come into play in the new game. But I think I'm just gonna hold off on those theories. I'm gonna keep my cards close to my chest on the Andre penis theory. You know, I think I better keep that one to myself for a little while until it gets closer to release. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, see ya.